So Dustin, congrats, big win. This is your 6th WGC, 20th victory, 12th in a row in seasons. When you add up all those stats and you think about that, what does this win mean for you?
Well, yeah, it's big. I mean, it's, any win's big. I mean, it's very difficult to win on the PGA Tour, and, to get my 20th at a WGC, which, arguably has just as good a field as a major, if not better. Just, all the top guys in the world are playing, and so to get my 20th out of WGC it was a big deal. But just having 20 wins period on the PGA Tour is a huge accomplishment. And yeah, I mean, it's just kind of surreal. It's just, but it's, something I've worked very hard to get to.
The surreal part might be the fact that yesterday you were playing in Mexico, and now you're up here doing some stuff for RBC in the snow. I was thinking about this. When was the last time you actually saw snow?
Well, in December when I went to Aspen to go snow skiing. But I went there on purpose. Right. And I was prepared for it.
That's right. A little different when you get up here. This has been an interesting year in terms of the schedule changes. Has it affected the way you laid out your year so far with different tournaments at different times?
Not really. I like the changes in the schedule. It's a little bit different. We'll play RBC before the U.S. Open, which is fun, which is good. I think that's a great date for RBC and RBC Canada. And it's and for me, I like the schedule changes. We end a little bit earlier. I think it fits pretty well. It'll be a little, obviously it's the first year, so it takes some getting used to, but I mean, I'm gonna play the same tournaments I have the last 4 or 5 years, so however they fall in the schedule is how it's gonna go. I mean, I feel like there's starting now, I've got kind of one on, one off, one on, and then one off, 2, a couple weeks off. So, but I don't mind breaks, and it really doesn't matter to me how long the break is or how often they come.
A couple of changes also. You got players now in March.
Yeah.
The course will play a little different. Is that going to play into your advantage, being a longer hitter? It'll be a little softer, a little wetter?
I've never played it overseeded, and it's definitely going to be a little softer. It'll be greener. It's going to be different. I'm looking forward to it because I haven't really played that well when it's being in May. And I feel like in May too, the way the course plays really firm and fast, and it plays fairly short just because it's and I don't know. To me, it kind of brings the whole field into it. I don't know. I feel like playing a little earlier, overseeded rough and fairways and greens, like the rough's probably going to be a little deeper.
Right.
And growing up for me, always watching the players, it was always in March. And then right when I got on tours, when they switched it to May.
Right.
But I feel like I like the golf course. I feel like it sets up well for me. I don't know. I haven't really played that well. I felt like I played good, but it's weird. I just never scored that good on it. The greens in May are very tricky, and I think that's where I've really struggled the most. Is just on the greens.
Speaking of greens, I saw you had 4 putters in your bag you brought up here. I know last year you were searching for putters, something to find for some consistency in there. You found one that's working?
They're just a couple extra ones that I have, but no, I'm still putting with the same putter that I have been for a while, which is just the regular black Spider.
Like it? It's working. It seems to be your putting is pretty good so far this year.
Yeah,
every part of your game's pretty good this year.
Yeah, it's doing okay. But yeah, I putted very nicely last week. On tough greens, and so that definitely gave me a lot of confidence because I feel like I'm really stroking it well. And on those greens we were playing on last week, which were it's kind of their defense. They got a lot of slope, a little squirrely, but if you hit a solid putt, they tend to roll just fine.
Be nice to have that kind of a putter heading into Augusta.
Absolutely. Yeah, because Augusta is you can give yourself a lot of good looks at birdie there, but if you roll the putter nicely, it makes for a lot easier week.
For sure. We're gonna have an old classic style course for the RBC Canadian Open this year in Hamilton. I don't think you haven't played there, but
I haven't been there.
Have you heard anything? Have you talked to people about it?
Yeah, the guys that I've talked to that played there said it's a great golf course, and so I'm really looking forward to seeing it and playing it. But yeah, I generally like traditional old school golf courses. Is kind of my, it's courses that I've had a lot of success on, and generally I like, which is you would think would be the opposite, but for me, I like the old school courses.
Yeah. Question I've asked a lot of PGA Tour players is: have you read the rule book, the new rule book?
No.
Do you worry about that? You just worry about the officials? I don't think anybody has read it, by the way, except for one, Mackenzie Hughes, but majority of people have not read it.
No, so they actually, in Hawaii, which is kind of the first tournament of this year, they had a kind of a poster with a couple of the rule changes, like the
big ones.
Well, yeah, the ones that we would probably come in to encounter mostly, and so I did look at it for a few seconds, but I mean, right now it's just so new.
Have you had to drop the ball from your knee?
Yes, and it looks so bad.
Yeah,
it really does. I think it's terrible.
And Ricky got called yesterday because he dropped it from shoulder heights. There's obviously an adjustment period coming on, but
it is. I would like to see him revise that one. I mean, the knee high. I mean, when you watch it on TV, it looks awful.
It does. But shorts is a good thing.
Yeah, the shorts and the new rule for wearing shorts is, for practice rounds is very nice, and the tour is. I mean, it was time. I mean, this day and age, it's totally acceptable to wear shorts, on the golf course.
Yeah.
Especially when it's very warm out. Especially for practice. I understand in competition, because it does look nice, having the pants on. But in practice days, I don't see any issue with it.
And finally, you and Austin, have you developed any kind of a theory about the pin in or the pin out?
I don't putt with the pin in. I do on long putts where I would have Austin tend the flag. Instead of having him stand there, I just leave the flag in. Because to me, a lot of times when I have my caddy stand up there, it distracts me more than. So now it makes it easy because I can leave the pin in and putt. But as far as putting with the pin in, no. When I can see the hole, I like
the biggest hole you can get there, right?
For me, I'm used to it the other way, so I'm not because if I hit one putt and it hits the pin and goes out, I'm gonna lose it. So I just take the flag out.
That's good. Thank you. Appreciate your time.
Thanks.